Rampion Offshore Wind Farm is the first wind farm off the UK's south coast. 6 years in the planning, construction of the wind farm started in 2015 with preparatory works along the onshore cable route and civil and enabling works at the substation site at Twynham. Offshore, seabed surveys, boulder removal and 2 controlled detonations of World War II unexploded bombs meant that the site was ready for the installation phase to begin. In February 2016, the first of the monopile foundations arrived on site from Vlissingen in the Netherlands and were installed by the 139-metre jack-up vessel Discovery. The vessel has 6 extendable legs to raise itself up, creating a steady platform for installation of the monopiles. A hydraulic hammer starts with soft piling before ramping up to drive the monopile at least 30 metres into the seabed, enough to stay fixed in place for the lifetime of the wind farm. The transition pieces are then placed on top and bolted into position. From July, after a break to protect nesting black bream, a second heavy lift jack-up vessel joined the project, the 161-metre-long Pacific Orca. Together, the vessels completed the foundation installation on schedule in November 2016, ready for the turbines to arrive. Meanwhile, the jacket foundation for the offshore substation was also installed. This lattice steel foundation has 4 legs and is designed to hold the substation topside and cable deck. The topside was fabricated in Rosyth, Scotland, before making the 500 nautical mile journey south to the Rampion site, where it was installed in April 2017. The array cables that transport power from the turbines to the offshore substation were made in Hartlepool. They were laid on the seabed first before being buried under the sea floor. This cable laying work began in August 2016 and, following a winter break, was completed in June 2017. The installation and jointing of the 16-kilometre offshore export cables took place in 2017 and 2018. The installation of the 116 wind turbines started in March 2017, with the Discovery once again returning to the site. First, the tower is erected. Then the nacelle, housing the gearbox and generator, is lifted. And finally, the 3 blades are installed one by one. A second jack-up, Adventure, joined the team in June, speeding up the pace of turbine installation. Both jack-up vessels worked in round trips, carrying the components of 8 turbines each time they sailed from Esbjerg, Denmark to the Rampion site. They would return empty and collect the next load. The last turbine was installed in September 2017, while commissioning works continued into 2018. Onshore, the substation at Twynham has been taking shape. Work has included the construction of a control room and gas-insulated switch gear building, the arrival of transformers and other electrical equipment. After early preparatory works, the onshore cable installation process involved trenching, followed by duct laying and returning the subsoil to the trenches before the cables were pulled through. A sensitive section of chalk grassland at Tottington Mount required a special construction methodology. Large sections of turf were removed and stored to ensure successful reinstatement after the cable was installed. Seeds were harvested and are stored in the Royal Kew Gardens seed bank to reinforce the reinstatement works if required. A technique called horizontal directional drilling was used at 4 locations along the cable route: under the A27, under the A283 and River Adur, under the railway line and the coast road and beach at Lancing. By drilling under each of these, traffic and trains could run as normal, the beach could remain open, and there was minimal environmental impact. To complete the project, final works involve reinstatement of the onshore cable route and substation surrounds. When weather conditions permit, topsoil is returned, grass and hedgerows planted, and fences and access points removed. There will be an ongoing monitoring programme to ensure the reinstatement of the full cable route is a success. During the wind farm's construction, the offshore site management team of Rampion were located at Newhaven Port, working in temporary facilities at the port's East Quay, whilst a permanent operations and maintenance base was being built. The new energy-efficient facilities were completed in April 2018 and house a team of 65 staff. The operations team manage the day-to-day running of the wind farm, and they include newly hired apprentices, wind turbine technicians, engineers, marine workers and administrative staff. Rampion is already being recognised as a major South Coast landmark, with its visitor centre now open in the refurbished arches on Brighton seafront. The centre, which is opposite the West Pier, is an exciting and interactive educational experience for children and adults of all ages. Visitors can discover how electricity works and how the wind farm was built. Learn about the relationship between electricity and climate change and explore our very own planet Earth. Climb up a wind turbine and even generate your own electricity. The Visitor Centre is part of a £4 million community benefit fund, which aims to make a real difference to the surrounding communities through its support of local projects. First power was generated at Rampion in November 2017, and by April 2018, all turbines were commissioned and able to deliver electricity to the grid. Throughout its operational lifetime, the Rampion project will reduce the emission of almost 600,000 tonnes of CO2 per annum, and it will supply clean, green electricity to the equivalent of almost 350,000 homes every year.